So how do we do that? You start off by learning, and that's what we're going to do. So let me tell you one of the number one, the very biggest reason why people fail. Now, anybody here have thoughts on that? What do you think? What do you think is the biggest reason why people fail in trading? What do you think? Can anybody tell me? Just a little quick pop quiz. Because they don't listen, John. Yeah, that's one thing. Johnny says no plan. Ronnie says no information. John Coffey says patience. System hope from LK. Ronnie's saying no information. Too emotional from David. Bad timing from Jim. Discipline, emotions. Okay? Well, you want to know the real biggest reason why people fail? The number one biggest reason is the biggest reason why they fail is because they open up a brokerage account. Number one biggest failure. And I'll tell you why. Everybody wants to go out there and wants to try it first before getting educated. Now, how successful do you think one of your kids, if anyone has kids, how successful, I don't know if anyone here has any kids that just started learning how to drive, how successful do you think that kid's going to be to drive a car that was never advised or trained how to drive a car? How fast do you think he's going to crash and maybe even get hurt, God forbid? Pretty quickly. That's why you're a parent, okay? Well, guess what? I look at you as my children and I'm your parent. And I'm telling you, number one biggest mistake is opening up a brokerage account. And the reason for that, people want to try it first and they want to learn later, okay? So if you're one of them and you already have an account open, listen, stop what you're doing and start learning, because I'm telling you, it's a lot cheaper learning than losing. Now, my next question to all of you is this. If there was something that would help you become a better trader, okay, if you had a niche, what would it be? What would help you? What would help you to become a better trader? What would help you improvise or help you make more money in trades? Can anybody tell me? If there's something that I could teach, school, okay, training, okay, well, that's very, here we go. That's a start, Jim, thanks. LK says a good system, which, by the way, there's no such thing of a good system. Every good system is good for the person, you know, is different for everybody. So it might be good for you, but not good for somebody else. Discipline, patience, having an advantage. Okay, see now we're talking about something Dave is where Dave is talking. Having an advantage. Dave, what advantage would you like to have? What advantage would help you, Dave? Or anybody? Anybody want to add to that? More info, Dave is saying. Okay. Which I would probably give it, I don't know about a crystal ball. Those crack. That's right. Okay, here we go. Thomas is saying seeing the orders. Very good. How much is that worth to you? How much would it be worth to you if I was to tell you that you could see all the orders out there in the market, which what we call high-frequency trades? What is that worth to anybody? 10%, 100%, you know, $50,000. What is it worth? What is it worth to you? A lot? A little? Well, let me just explain to you this. Following the orders is 70% of the volume of the market. Okay? So I want to talk about iceberg orders. Okay, iceberg orders are big block orders. And this is reason why we call them iceberg orders is that there are people out there that are negotiating, selling X amount of shares, and then all of a sudden you'll get what's called an iceberg order where somebody was selling 10, 20, 30 times more that than anyone else. Now, that's what's called an iceberg order. So this is what an iceberg order looks like. Here on the left you got buyers, on the right you have sellers. Okay? So you can see the buy orders, the sell orders. You see the shares, you see the bid, see the ask, see the amount of shares. And if you look down there, you'll notice there's a lot of 100 share buyers, 300 share buyers, 500 share buyers. But what stands out more than anything is the 71,000 share seller. Think about it. Who here could trade 71,000 shares of AAL at $29? Anyone? Any of you here placed orders of 71,000? What is that? How many shares is that? 71,000 times $29, let's just say. It's about $2.5 million. A hedge fund, right, Ronnie? Well, it's definitely not us. Well, how do stocks go up and down in the market, everyone? What drives things up or down? That's right, supply and demand. So what we're seeing here, a demand, right? That's a seller. So think about it. If you were able to see that seller out there and you own the stock, what would you do? If you saw the stock, you owned it right now, and you see a 71,000 share seller sitting at $29.50, what would you do? Would you buy more or would you sell it? Sell it, right? Well, Robert, regarding about your comment, Robert, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to invite you to come watch me trade for 2 weeks. All right? So I don't know exactly who trained you specifically, Robert, all right, or how or what you're talking about in a way of you need to see some more of it. Guess what? You're in a great place, okay? Because I'm going to tell you, and you're going to see it. All right. So the things that we look for when it comes to trading as a market maker or trader, we always look for orders. Now, when I first started, my mentor always taught me and told me, he says, Fausto, what you need to do is if you want to be successful, you got to follow the money. That's all you need to do. Just follow the money. You're not going to be putting 70,000, 100,000 share orders out there. Follow the big orders, and that will give you what a lot of you mentioned earlier, like Robert was mentioning, and Johnny. You want a game plan. Well, there's your game plan. Your game plan is seeing the orders. Now, anyone here know how to read a chart? Anybody here know how to use a chart? Okay. Good, good, good. Somewhat. All right, well, what we have right here, this is what we call resistance level. Stock goes up, hits a ceiling, comes back down. Okay? Now the stock goes back up. And how we're supposed to use a chart? Does everybody remember how we use a chart? Look at previous history, right? So if the stock's going up, from bouncing from 292, now we're back to 297, which was the old resistance levels. In theory, that stock should go down because we're at resistance. Now, question to everyone. What makes resistance levels? If there was something that you would want proof of, what would it be? What would help you to justify a resistance level? That's right, an offer, a seller. Right, Bill? Okay. Now, do you see any sellers on a chart? Yes or no? Anybody see any sellers out there? No, you don't see any sellers out there. That's only past data. So that's what you have right there. So what you need to look at is previous history. Now, let's look at the total view. On the left is the buyers. On the right is the sellers. So to have a resistance, we need a big seller, right? Well, we have a 2,200 share seller out there. But do you notice we have a 75,000 share buyer? Does everybody see that? So what do you think the price of the stock's going to do? Go up or down? What do you think? It's going to go up. But everyone thought it was going to go down. Right? Why? Because the chart said so? The chart is only as good as the old data, not what's going to indicate the future. Okay? So to have that resistance levels, You need those sellers out there, and he's not there. You see what I'm saying, ladies and gentlemen? You must have a game plan at all times. Okay? You need to have that game plan. You need to see those buyers and sellers. David says that's pretty cool. David, trust me, trading is not as difficult. You guys make it more harder on yourself. You know how people make it harder on themselves? Because no one ever taught you how to do it right. And believe me, I was there. That's why I love teaching. Because I was that cocky, little, ignorant little kid says, where's someone going to teach me what to do? You know what? There you go, right there. So the thing that we try to teach you here at Cybertrain University, one thing I just want everyone to be convinced of is basically just seeing orders. Okay? By seeing orders, it's going to give you a game plan to know when to get in and when to get out. Like here you're looking at a chart. You can see resistance levels at the 960, supports at 920, a little bit lower. And then when you look at the high-frequency trades, well, it makes sense it bounces at around the 920 because you got a 100,000 share buyer at 910. And then you're like, well, why did the stock keep bouncing off resistance levels around the 960 or somewhat a little bit higher than that? Well, when you look around that resistance levels, you got 100, 100, 100, and bam, at 975, you got a 73,000 share seller out there. What more do you need to see to convince yourself, oh, now I know why it's breaking support levels. Now I know why it's breaking resistance levels. Because you could see the orders out there. Now, is it possible to go past 975, everyone? Is that possible? Of course it could. Absolutely. Now my question to you is, what needs to happen for it to go past that 675? What needs to happen? That's right. Somebody has to buy it, buy those shares from that 975. And how do we see that? Through time and sales. Okay? You see, ladies and gentlemen, think about it where you were before you got here. Think about how complicated you make trading. Charts, indicators, software, you know, heat seekers. I mean, all these crazy bells and whistles. 90% of stuff you don't even need it. And I'll prove it. I'll guarantee it. I'll prove it to you. Where do you think the best traders are? On Wall Street. You see them on the floor of the exchange. I can almost guarantee you that if you looked at your trading platform, you will never, ever, ever see anybody will have it as complicated as you have it on your screen, on theirs, on the trading floor. But you know what they have that you don't have? What I'm showing you right now, orders. So the thing is this. You guys want to do this as a career? You want to make money? Are you sick and tired of, people ripping you off, charging you ridiculous ticket charges, having people, that don't care as much as you care about your own money, okay? Or these Ponzi schemes that are going out, or whatever, these issues that you have every day. Well, guess what? What do you need them for? You could do it yourself. So get in there, listen carefully, because what I'm about to tell you is how you need to trade. And how you need to trade is to follow the orders. And that is Trading 101. Trading 101, when you look at the chart and try to justify the support and resistance, that's how it's going to work. Now, any questions about the high-frequency trades? Any questions? Does this show every order, not hidden orders? Harvey, it shows, well, there are orders that are called dark pools that are out there which really don't affect you, Harvey. Those are orders done between the brokerage firms, the least of your concern. Remember, Harvey, we're just trying to make, eat the crumbs off the floor. We're not looking to move blocks and blocks and blocks of them. Does this show ever? Okay, we have a couple of questions here. What about forex? Ronnie says, what about forex? How can we get that information? Ronnie, you know what? Call my office, talk to one of my education advisors in the forex department, and they'll explain it to you and educate you a little bit more about that. Okay? But that's a great question. Dark pools don't affect you. Dark pools are orders done between the brokerage firms. Nothing that will affect you. Do you think the HFT reflect this, the smart money? Well, David, listen, the HFTs don't affect people like you and I. I mean, that affects Wall Street, not Main Street. All right, these guys, listen, if you were trying to fight to make 0.3 of a penny to move 1 million shares, then yes. But when you're trying to, do you really care about 0.3 of a penny to make 1,000 shares? What is that going to cost you? 30 cents? Less. 0.3 of a penny? It's nothing. But when you move in big block orders, it does. But the thing is, you could see those orders. And that is what you weren't able to see a long time ago, up until now. Now, does anybody have charts that look like this? Can anybody tell me what's going on with these charts right here? David says, not me. You know, there's people actually could read this stuff. But what do I have up here? Bollinger Bands, price, volume, stochastics, the CCI, pivot points. You know, hell, do you ever like think sometimes, scratching your head, you hear all these people teaching all these indicators and this and that, and next thing you know, it's like you don't know who to trust or what you need and what you don't need. Do you feel like him? Or her? Well, the thing is, what I try to teach is the KISS method. Now, when it comes to the KISS method, you just got to learn how to keep things very, very simple. Support and resistance, trend lines, and following orders. That's all you need to do. If you take a lot of that stuff, the problem with indicators is they're lagging. You want to be a lagger or you want to be a leader? That's what my mentor always taught me. So, next rule of thumb, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to become a successful trader, first thing you need to know is how to minimize and get rid of your charts and start following orders. Once you know how to follow orders, then you'll know why these stocks have support and resistance levels the way they do on the chart. Now, timing during the day. Now, trading is a part-time job, okay? Trading, you could see right here, you know, we just trade the morning. Here you see on the intraday chart, here's the stock went from 480 to 580 in a matter of an hour and a half. A $4.80 stock goes up, what, 20%? I mean, what more do you need? Need more than that? You don't need that much. Traders only work an hour a day. That's all we do. Here, another stock up 32%, ISR. I mean, stocks make all them orders and they move, and you got, look, within 30 minutes, the stock went from $1.90 to $2.60. I mean, not bad for a day's pay. And you didn't have to risk that much money. These stocks are there every day, and finding them, well, one thing I teach you also, and I'm going to invite all of you if you want to come and join me, tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live trading demonstration of trading in the market. Now, anyone here could join me tomorrow at 9:30 in the morning Eastern Time for the opening of the market to see what it's like to trade live? Yes, you can do this with currencies. Yes, absolutely. And like I told you, call our office, talk to one of the education advisors, tell them that you want to register for the forex one, and our instructor that does the forex one will show you that also. All right, well, David, if you can't make it, it'll be recorded, okay? Now, I'll show you how I find them. I'll show you how I scan them. One of the things I'll show you is, you know, spread, make sure stocks have good spreads, all that stuff. But finding them, what I'll do is I tweet them, I text them so everyone can have access to those trades. I also record these meetings. You can actually go to our YouTube channel, so you can actually watch them and go back and review our pre-market. I do classes at pre-market and right before the market closes at 9 a.m. and at 2:30. So you're all invited to come and join me for free. It's not going to cost you anything. See, this is going to probably be the cheapest trade that you're going to make, okay? Now, you'll see stocks like DRL. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. Stock went up 17%. We trade a lot of stocks. I run a professional trading room also, which if anyone wants to join me for this, it's a 2-week free trial. I mean, that's not a free trial. It's a 2-week trial. It's cheap. It's $29. I'll tell you a little bit more about it when we get towards the end of this presentation. But I run a professional trading room. It opens up at 8:30. Basically, what we do is we trade the pre-market. We find stocks in the pre-market because that's where most of the money's, the smart money's being traded. And then, you know, and everybody could join me. You could do both. You could join me for the free webinar and the paid version of it. But you get to see and surround yourself with professional traders that trade all day long. Now, my YouTube channel right here, you can see the video that we make. You could just go to, just look up Cyber Group. You put in the chat room. If you want to start watching some of those videos, just type in Cyber Group in YouTube right here. Cyber Group. And you get to watch some of the old videos that I've done. I post 2 videos a day of this trade that we do in the morning and in the afternoon. So it's a great little tool for you guys to learn a little bit more about how we trade in today's volatile markets. And you know, you'll find stocks like, here's one that we traded, USU. Stock went from $3 to $12 in 2 days. Look what this stock did right at the open. It ran from, it ran from $8.25 to $12.25. I mean, these are things that teach you how to trade. Jonathan, no, that's not true for certain, not for everybody. And there are ways around there. If you talk to one of our education advisors, they'll tell you a couple of strategies if you do fall within that rule, how to get around it. Not in a bad way or illegal way, just there are other ways that you won't have that issue if you fall within that rule. But a lot of reasons, one of the main reasons that people get there, his question is, do you need the $25,000 to day trade? And that's not necessarily true. Not for everyone. Depends what part of the country or the world you're from. Now here's another stock, NQ, another big winner that we had. Look at all these stocks, how they make their big moves in the morning. Boom, from 640 to 760. I mean, that's some pretty. That's a nice move. A lot of money to be made there. By the way, why did the stock go up? Anybody have any idea what would make NQ go up? What would make any stock go up? Can anybody answer that question? That's right. Buyers, supply, demand. Exactly. Here we had a demand. Now think about this for a second. So hopefully this is going to be a light bulb. Everybody listen carefully. Hopefully it's going to convert and convince all of you of what you're about to do is the right decision. Stocks go up and down due to supply and demand. How much better of a trader would you be if you were able to see the supply and demand? How much better, smarter trades would you make or save? How much money you would have saved yourself if you were able to see those big orders? Ronnie says 100%. Gilla says 5,005. Probably 500%, because I guess that 5 was actually a percent. You got to see them in the morning, Dave. And that's why I'm inviting all of you to come and join me to see it live in the market. You know, there's not too many traders out there or schools out there that would trade with you live in the market. I'm willing to do it for free. And you'll see why I'm a 12-time champion. You'll see why I beat every single school that I competed against. Anyone here ever take a course with anyone? A paid course? I could tell you this. If they were at the Traders Expo, I beat them. I've been to Paris, I've been to China, I've been to Canada, everywhere. And the thing is this. I live here, I was lived and born in New York. I was trained by the best traders on Wall Street. And I trade exactly, and I teach you exactly the way I was trained by these Wall Street market makers. And the number one that they train me to do is following the money. That's all you need to do. Follow the money. A couple of questions coming across here. How fast those orders, large orders, get closed? Well, as fast as you can close them on your own, but doesn't mean that they're closing them, all of them at the same time. Okay, another question coming over here. Tommy has a question. How do we get this recording for tomorrow morning? I've got an appointment at time of trading. Well, Tommy, what I'm going to do at the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you how to register for it, and that will get you to get the recordings and everything else. Jerome, thank you very much. I appreciate your compliments. Who buys those trades? Who does it matter? Is that going to make a difference? Let me just tell you, what happens if it's me? Regardless of who it is, it doesn't matter. You see the order, it's being advertised, and that's it. All right, so moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, know what your profit goals are, monthly, weekly, be realistic. I mean, anybody here would like to make $100,000, working an hour a day? Anyone here interested in that job? I mean, I know I am. Think about it. 50 cents. You think it's hard to pull 50 cents out of the market? 50 cents. 50 lousy little stinking little cents. 50 cents. If you do it consistently, it's 500 a day, it's 20 trading days in a month, it's about 120,000 a year. It's not hard, guys. You know what the hardest part about trading is? The greed. People are like, oh, was that easy? Yeah, I know it's that easy. But one thing you need to learn is how to walk off the table and do it. And that's something that we teach you here at Cyber Trading University. And the other thing regarding about how quickly the trades are, answering one of your questions, that is why a lot of you have to understand you're probably trading stocks that are out of your league. I would say 90% of the trades that you guys are trading, I would never trade those stocks. They're too fast. You're competing against the best traders on Wall Street. At the end of the day, money's money. You think the government really cares about how you made it? As long as you made it legally, right? But do they say, oh, yeah, we don't look at, because you traded stock NQ, that doesn't count. We only count if you trade Microsoft. I mean, who's counting? A win is a win, right? You think it matters how you won it? But the way you win it is trading things that are going to give you the least amount of risk with the high amount of reward. And a lot of you are risking high risk stocks with very, very little reward. I'll teach you how to do the opposite. And you're right, it really is. It's easy to lose 500 a day, or 200 a day, Steve, because the thing is you're probably trading the wrong stocks. But you have to remember, trading is a great job. You could take days off. You are your own boss. You could spend more time with your friends, more times with your family. You could do things that, take some time off and play the sports and relax. Everything that you wanted to do. You have to understand something. This is the best job in the world. Where could you go and buy into a business, okay, with very, very little money, right? Very little money. You don't need that much money to trade some of these stocks. And worst case scenario, if it doesn't work out, no problem. You close the account. How many of you people here says, oh, I want to open my own business? Okay, open up a restaurant. What happens if it doesn't work out? You're stuck with a lease. You're stuck with employees. You're stuck with a corporation and taxes and merchandise. Listen, before anybody, I tell anyone, gets into any business, try this business first. It's the cheapest, the most cost-effective, and it's the most easiest job to learn. But and you want to know what? A lot of you here probably figured that out already. But why do people fail? Why is such a big failure rate? Because it's too damn easy to go out there and try it first without learning. That is the reason why people fail. So the thing I'm telling you is this. You want the best job in the world? Well, you need a mentor. You need someone that's going to train you, and that's why all of you are here. I look at you guys as more of an interview. You're here interviewing, you're trying to find out. Listen, if you're here to learn something for free, let me tell you, the only thing that's free is the cheese in the mousetrap, okay? Eventually, every one of you, if you don't do it now, eventually you're going to do it later, you're going to get a mentor. And if it's not me, it's definitely got to be somebody else. Just make sure if you're going to learn from somebody else, make sure that they are a professional trader, okay? And also make sure you see them trade live in the market, because that's the only way you're going to learn. But it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. So when could be now, or it could be 6 months or a year from now, but don't make one of the biggest mistakes that people do. Open up a brokerage account, try it first, lose the money, because you're going to be part of that 80% failure rate. I hate to say it. When it's just so much cheaper if you just get a mentor and train you how to do it. So, the Cyber Trading University, ladies and gentlemen, our channel partners, our brokerage firms believe why trading is so, education is so important. And you have to understand something. The brokerage firms, they, by law, can't train you the way that you should be trained. It's a compliance issue, okay? So if you really, really want to learn how to trade, you have to learn from traders, not from brokerage firms. And a lot of the brokerage firms we do business with, you know, they go out of their way to pay for your, they'll even pay for the education, okay? So, and to find out more about that, call our office. I mean, brokerage firms, the way they look at it is that if they can get a trained customer, they will have you for the rest of their life. That's the way they look at it. They would, because they know they would rather have somebody be a client for theirs forever than someone opens a brokerage account, does 2 trades, blows up their account, and now they don't trade anymore. And you got to understand something. If you don't trade, they don't make any money on ticket charges, so they're really not in the business of just holding money. Okay, the only way they make their money is you trading, and they want successful traders, and that's why they go out of their way to help you guys to be in these events. Now, if you want to start learning today, guys, this is what we're going to do. I got 2 packages, 2 promos I'm going to offer all of you. Okay, I'm going to offer all of you a 2-week trial for $29. It's a $200 value. Okay, for $29 to come watch me trade live for 2 weeks. Now, what I want you to learn in this trading room is you're going to be listening and sitting side by side with me and my students, and you're going to see, and my goal is not for you to see all the winners. My goal is to show you all the losers and how few we have and how we control the losers, which a lot of you have a really tough time doing. So all I'm basically asking for is you pay for the webinar technology, all right? And this is my guarantee for all of you. If I cannot show you a minimum of a 20% mover in the market, email me back. I guarantee your money back. Guaranteed. If I cannot show you how to double or triple that $29, you call me back and says, Fausto, you know what? I didn't see you showing me a stock that went up 20%. So you really didn't make my money on that $29. You call me up, I'll be happy to give it to you. You can even send me an email. Fausto, I didn't see one. So that is my guarantee to you. So come out and join us in the trading room. It actually opens up at 8:30 in the morning, so we do a lot of pre-market trading. I don't know if any of you guys ever see pre-market. We'll show you pre-market, and we do 2 live broadcasts. Now, if you don't want to make the investment of $29, you just want to join me for the 9:30 1-hour live trading, you could do that too. It starts tomorrow. Go right to our homepage of the website. I'll put the links in there for you. Hold on 1 second. Let me actually bring up the website. Here's Cyber Trading University. There we go. Okay, you could just go to www.ctu.co, and right here on the homepage, you see where it says free beginner class? Right there, right in the middle, the number 1. Just click on that link right there, and we'll get you registered right there. And if you want to join me for the 2 weeks of my live professional trading room, right here on the right, which is $29, click there, and your membership will start immediately. Now, I highly recommend you guys join me for the $29 cyber group because it's running all day, this live trading room. So this is really going to help you out a lot. So when I come tomorrow and we do a live broadcast, you'll see how things are going to really change the way you look at the market. And the great part about this is that you're going to realize how much smarter and better of a trader you're going to be for the ones that, that show up and didn't know how the pre-market worked and all that. So, so if you are going to get in there, make sure you register now. And then as a bonus, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you guys a bonus. For the first 10 registrants who register, if you're the first 10 registrants, okay, I will make sure that you will get a free consultation with me personally. All right? That is going to be my gift to you. So register now, call in, whatever you want to do. First 10 registrants will get a free consultation with me. All right? So there you are there. So we got that. You can call 877-70-CYBER. That's our toll-free number. And just talk to an education advisor, and they'll get you registered for it. All right. So in the meantime, ladies and gentlemen, anyone have any last-minute questions? How much does Level 3 cost and which platform? Level 3 only costs about $15 a month, and the brokerage firms will give it to you for free. But they don't want to tell you about it. They don't want to tell you about it because some brokerage firms, it actually hurts them and helps them because they don't want you to see what they're doing. And that's one of the things you got to be careful of. Is there a free beginner training for Forex? How do I register? Okay, all you need to do is call the office and talk to an education advisor, or what you could do is click over here where it says education, and you click on the Forex. You could register right there for Forex, right there. Give you that link right there too. Does this also work with options? Absolutely, and we do have an options class too. Absolutely, we do an options and Forex broadcast live in our trading room. But let me tell you something about options. You guys want to be a good options trader? Okay, you got to learn how to trade stocks first, because it's the movement of the stock that makes the option move. So that's, options is even a bigger failure rate. It's a lot more difficult. It's a lot more work. People get sold to trade options over stocks because they feel because it's, they can afford it. And that's not necessarily true. You can afford stocks, you're just looking at the wrong one. The options are a lot more difficult to trade. Any other questions? Is there options, level 3 for options? Yes, there is. You can get that also from your broker. How do you feel about strategy? I really don't have any thoughts about that, Robert. Is this tape reading? Yes, it is. How can I review this class? It will be marketed. You will be getting the recordings within the next hour. It should be up there. So, David, which brokerage firms you actually recommend for small accounts? David, listen, don't worry about that right now. There's a lot of them out there. That's the least of your problems, David. Listen, David, trading is not for everyone. First, let's see if trading's for you. All right? Let's go through. Join me for my live trading room for $29. All right? Worst thing that's going to happen is that you might make several $100s or thousands of dollars in it, or see people make thousands. It's the worst thing that could happen. Okay? So forget about what the good thing could happen, right? And then we'll worry about a brokerage account, because everybody here is a case-by-case basis. Do not worry about it. You're going to do more harm than good. It's like you being a little kid. Dad, let's go buy the new car. Dad, I want to go get the car. Come on, let's go buy my new car. I just turned 17. They're like, I didn't even teach you how to drive. Yeah, I know. We'll learn later, but let's go get the car. Don't be that kid. You know what's going to happen. Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate it. Which platform do you trade when it comes to Forex? FXCM. And actually, if you call our office, FXCM will actually sponsor you, and we do a grant. Actually, FXCM will pay for the whole training course, a $3,000 training course. If you want to learn, FXCM is paying the course. So if you want to get into that deal before that grant runs out, call us up, and they'll tell you a little bit more about it. Actually, that's right here. Let me show you. There's a grant that FXCM, they love our training so much they're actually paying for your school. Right here, forex training course. Yep, right there, education grant sponsored by FXCM. Does TOS have a grant program? No, but they do give you discounts on the tickets, Tommy. We do a lot of education, a great platform, Thinkorswim. Okay, Ronnie, you registered for Greg McDermott's free Forex? Good, good, good. Well, make sure when you call the office, too, Ronnie, ask about the FXCM grant on Forex, too. How many hours do I trade? Well, we trade the first hour and the last hour. I mean, the room's open all day, the Cyber Group room. You'll access the room for the next 2 weeks. Usually what people are doing on the off times is they're learning. But at least see what it's like to be in that trading room. You'll learn a lot. You live in Spain? Well, that's great, Ronnie. I mean, that's fine. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can still open up and trade in that account. All right, well, before you do anything with them, Ronnie, make sure you contact our office and get involved in that grant, and you can get that promotion. Actually, I'm sorry, it's $4,000 in classes, not even $3,000. All right, everybody, so I got to get ready for my next meeting. There's our number, 877-70 Cyber. Listen, the cheapest trade you're going to make, guys, come and join me for $29. I guarantee it. Guaranteed you'll make your money 10 times. Okay? I'll show you stocks of 20%. And then for the ones that don't want to come, and actually your subscription is going to start immediately. If you don't want to come and join me and you just want to come for tomorrow morning, great, because I know eventually you're going to buy it anyway. So you can wait until tomorrow and see how great and how much money we made. And the ones that are going to join me, you could tell everyone what they missed. Okay? But in the meantime, everyone, oh, Tommy, yes, Tommy, you saw me. Thanks. Glad DTI sent me to your site. Well, DTI is a very good channel partner. Like I said, I was just with them yesterday in Chicago. So did a speaking for them. So great educational school. Like I said, if you're looking to learn futures, they're the ones to learn. But when they know they want people to learn about stock trading, they send them to us. No problem, Harvey. I appreciate it. And David, if you can't be there tomorrow, it's going to be recorded. Just make sure you register for it, okay? All right, everyone. Lines are open. Feel free to talk to an education advisor. In the meantime, I'll see you, if not in the trading room, in the next few minutes. I will see you tomorrow morning at 9:30. Thanks, everyone. See you then.